We are tracking a monumental entertainment event that has sent massive shockwaves through the television network industry and completely dominated online news feeds across the entire nation. In the hyper-competitive world of primetime entertainment, very few moments manage to transcend standard television programming to become instant cultural phenomena. But what transpired on live television earlier tonight has done exactly that. The unbelievable return of reigning champion Jamal Roberts to the American Idol 2026 stage has ignited an unprecedented media frenzy, capturing the hearts and minds of millions of dedicated viewers. From the moment network executives dropped subtle hints about a potential guest appearance, speculation had reached an absolute fever pitch among entertainment journalists and online fan communities. The public appetite to see this generational talent step back under the blinding studio lights was undeniably overwhelming, setting up an atmosphere charged with extraordinary expectations. As the live broadcast unfolded, it became immediately obvious that this was not merely a routine promotional visit or a brief victory lap, but a deeply calculated, historic television moment designed to redefine his artistic trajectory. Major news outlets and digital publications are already hailing the broadcast as the single most captivating live music showcase of the decade, as social media platforms experience record-breaking spikes in global engagement. Tonight, we are conducting a full investigative breakdown of this sensational broadcast event, analyzing how a single high-stakes return completely altered the landscape of modern popular culture. To truly understand the extraordinary gravity of this comeback, one must examine the intense media scrutiny and skepticism that typically surrounds former talent show winners. The music industry is notorious for being an unforgiving arena, where overnight sensations often struggle to maintain their momentum once the initial excitement of their televised victory begins to naturally fade away. Critics and cynical music commentators had spent months questioning whether Jamal Roberts could successfully transition from a beloved television contestant into a legitimate, sustainable mainstream recording artist. The pressure to prove that his historic initial victory was not simply a fleeting moment of broadcast luck was suffocating, creating an environment where a single misstep on live television could permanently damage his reputation. Returning to the exact same stage that launched his career carried immense commercial risk, as any drop in vocal quality or stage presence would be instantly picked up by millions of critical eyes across the country. Yet, rather than avoiding the challenge or taking a safer route, he chose to confront the public's expectations head-on by stepping directly back into the line of fire on primetime television. That bold decision demonstrated a breathtaking level of artistic courage and self-belief, signaling to music executives that he was fully prepared to defend his throne. His return was not just a performance, but a decisive answer to every single skeptic who had ever doubted his staying power in the global music business. The atmosphere inside the state-of-the-art production studio in Los Angeles reached a near-deafening volume long before the cameras even began rolling for his highly anticipated segment. Studio floor directors reported an electric, palpable energy in the air, with high-profile celebrity guests, media representatives, and live audience members packed tightly into the soundstage to witness history in the making. The production team spared no expense in creating a visually dramatic environment, utilizing cutting-edge lighting design and immersive staging to elevate the emotional weight of his grand entrance. As the live countdown clock hit zero and his shadow appeared on the backlit LED backdrop, a collective gasp swept through the crowded arena, followed by a thunderous standing ovation before he had even uttered a single word. That immediate, visceral reaction from the audience highlighted the deep, undeniable emotional connection he has cultivated with the American public over the past year. Observing television, cameras captured the intense focus in his eyes as he walked toward the center mark on stage, completely unfazed by the blinding camera flashes and deafening cheers echoing off the rafters. It was a classic, iconic television visual that immediately set the tone for the entire evening, establishing that the audience was about to witness a performance of monumental proportions. When the live backing music finally began and his vocal microphone went hot, Jamal Roberts delivered an unedited vocal masterclass that sent literal shockwaves through the entire broadcast-controlled truck. His vocal execution was nothing short of extraordinary, featuring a breathtaking combination of raw emotional power, intricate phrasing, and pitch-perfect dynamic control that left seasoned sound engineers in absolute awe. He effortlessly navigated through highly complex, soaring vocal runs that pushed the technical limits of live television audio mixing, proving that his voice has only grown richer, stronger, and more refined during his time away from the public spotlight. Beyond his astounding vocal agility, his magnetic stage presence held the multi-million-person viewing audience completely spellbound, commanding every square inch of the performance area with absolute authority and veteran confidence. Every line of the song was delivered with a deeply moving, visceral sincerity that completely blurred the line between a competitive television show and a sold-out international stadium concert. The sheer volume and clarity of his voice easily filled the massive broadcast space, creating a soaring audio experience that resonated just as powerfully through living room speakers across the nation as it did inside the live venue itself. The reaction from the star-studded judging panel during and after the performance created a viral television moment that is already being replayed millions of times across digital media platforms. High-definition close-up cameras caught veteran music icons watching the stage with their jaws literally dropped, completely unable to hide their pure, unadulterated shock at the sheer scale of his artistic evolution. Legendary figures who have spent decades evaluating top-tier musical talent were seen shaking their heads in complete disbelief, visibly moved by the raw power and technical perfection unfolding just feet away from their desks. When the final resonant note echoed through the soundstage, the entire panel immediately vaulted to their feet, joining the studio audience in a prolonged, foundation-shaking standing ovation that completely derailed the planned broadcast schedule. Production directors were forced to improvise in real time as the deafening applause continued uninterrupted through the commercial break, demonstrating the sheer emotional impact of what had just transpired on live television. In that single, unscripted moment, these industry titans were no longer acting as mentors or television judges, but as deeply humbled fans witnessing the definitive arrival of a global superstar. In the immediate aftermath of this monumental television broadcast, the post-show analytical data and digital fallout paint a clear picture of absolute cultural domination. Within minutes of the episode concluding, search volume surrounding his return skyrocketed to the top of global trend charts, with digital streaming numbers for his discography experiencing an unprecedented multi-100% surge overnight. Music journalists and entertainment industry analysts have flooded the airwaves with glowing reviews, unanimously agreeing that his unbelievable comeback has set a new gold standard for live televised music performances. Booking agents, major record labels, and international concert promoters are reportedly scrambling behind the scenes to capitalize on the massive wave of public enthusiasm generated by the broadcast. By stepping back onto the American Idol stage and delivering a performance of such extraordinary caliber, Jamal Roberts has successfully permanently elevated his status from a reality competition winner to an undisputed titan of modern popular music. This unforgettable evening will undoubtedly be remembered as a pivotal turning point in modern entertainment history, proving that undeniable talent, fearless artistic integrity, and supreme confidence will always captivate the world. For the latest developments on this breaking story and all your top entertainment news, keep it locked right here.